In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. That's the beginning of the Bible, and I'm going to talk about that first verse. In the beginning, God created two things. He created the heaven and the earth. He created a binary system. And that binary system theme goes throughout the rest of Genesis 1. You have light and darkness. You have good and evil. You have male and female. You have, throughout nature, this binary existence of positive and negative. Space and time. Matter, energy, dual existing phenomena. The theme of verse 1 is the number 2. And you'll see this duality in every noun and even the verb that is in there. So you've got two sets of two. You've got in the beginning, God. In the beginning, God. And then you've got heaven and earth. It's two sets of two. Now, why is in the beginning associated with God? Let's start there. In the beginning is the word Barashit. And Barashit means, in Hebrew, beginning of time, but also the pinnacle of things, the very top. So from the top, God exists at the very top. And then from God and the top came two things, and that was the heaven and the earth. The second word, which is a verb, is bara, which means to create. It's interpreted as the word create, but also in Hebrew means to fatten up. So we have two meanings here with this second word, and that is, what is it? To create and fabricate out of nothing, or is it to fatten up that which has already existed? What a big debate that is on the internet. And I submit to you that it is both. It's both of those things. Yes, he created it as it existed, and he fattened it up. It's a duality of understanding. Both of those are true. Let's go to the third word in Genesis, which is Elohim. And in Hebrew, Yim is plural, but the word is used as singular. It can be used singular and plural grammatically. It's built in to be plural. Now, is God singular or is God a plural? Which one of those is God? How can we understand him? Do we understand him as one, or do we understand him as a multiplicity? And the answer to that question is yes. That's the answer. Shemayim. What are the two meanings of Shemayim? Well, Shemayim is the sky, is outer space, it's understood. It represents space. But Einstein says it's more than that, it's space-time. It's a duality of things. Space and time are the same thing, just different representations. So if that's the way you go with that, then space-time is represented in the word Shemayim, which is dual. You know, it's a plural word used singularly. There's another duality. The Eretz represents the earth, but also represents matter. And Einstein says that matter and energy are different forms of the same thing. There's a duality there. Matter, energy. In the beginning, at the pinnacle, God created space-time and matter, energy. It's more appropriate to think of this as in terms of matter, energy, which is a duality, right? And then you've got Shemayim, which is the heaven, which represents space-time. So you have twos of twos within twos. The theme of verse 1 is the number 2. And we're not even on Sesame Street. That is the first verse. From God is the pinnacle, the beginning of all, and underneath God comes these two things, the plurality of existence. Nothing can exist without both of these things coming together and allowing everything to exist that is, and that is space-time and matter-energy. I'm going to talk about verse 2. Is there a number associated with verse 2? Yes, there is. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Those are antiquated. I'm not going to use those. Let's see. Stay subscribed and watch the next video. If this is in a playlist, just don't do anything. Just let it go. And if it's not yet in a playlist, you better find the next video. Anyway, later. Bye.